Hello everyone, welcome again to our AI Lab channel. Today I'm here with Vikram. He is a PhD candidate in the University of Leiden in astronomy. That's a very interesting field. He is researching on artificial intelligence and how to use it in space tools and systems. He will tell us more about it. Hi Vikram.
Hey Bobby, thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you for being here. So tell us first, what are you doing for your PhD?
Okay, so the group that I work in, we are trying to image exoplanets. So these are planets that orbit other stars, like the Earth and Jupiter orbit our sun. The biggest problem we have in directly making images of these planets is that they are so much less brighter than the star that they orbit, that if you just point a telescope at these stars and try to look for planets around them, it's kind of the same thing as photographing fireflies next to a lighthouse.
Okay,
You're just going to be drowned out by starlight. Now we have this system called adaptive optics, where in the optical system that the telescope uses, one of the mirrors has a deformable surface. So if you change the shape of the surface in just the right way, you can destructively interfere starlight of the camera, basically cancelling it out, and you're just left with the light from the planets that are around the star. Now, what I'm working on is making an intelligent control system to control this adaptive optics. So to look at the camera image and then intelligently move the shape of the mirror, change the shape of the mirror to remove starlight of the camera.
So you're using artificial intelligence to move the mirror?
Yes.
How exactly?
Well, you would look at the camera image, you would measure how much contrast you get over there, and based on what you measure, you would reward or punish your control system, your neural network. So this is a form of reinforcement learning. So where you don't have training data, you don't have like a labeled training data set to train your network from. You just train your network based on what it does, on its performance.
That's super interesting, Vikram. All right. So, what other applications are there for artificial intelligence in space exploration? What can you tell us about it?
Oh, there's several applications. Well, space exploration is something that results in a lot of data being generated. Like if you look at the Square Kilometer Array, for instance, this is going to be the world's largest telescope, and it's going to generate as much data as the entire internet does.
What?
Each day.
Seriously?
Yes.
Who's going to store that data?
We don't know that yet. There's so many problems with the amount of data that's going to be generated. But the thing about deep learning especially is that the more data you have, the better these deep learning algorithms perform. So if you compare that to all other machine learning algorithms, deep learning straight out wins when you have excessive amounts of data like this. Several other telescopes like the James Webb Space Telescope, the Gaia Space Telescope, all these telescopes produce enormous amounts of data. And to actually analyze this data and get interesting scientific results from this, we would need some kind of intelligent algorithm like what deep learning provides.
All right, so we are using artificial intelligence and machine learning more specifically for space exploration in terms of observing planets and exoplanets, as you said yourself. And what else can we use artificial intelligence for in space?
We can answer questions about the origins of the universe. For instance, we could actually use radio telescopes to probe like the furthest regions of space in radio waves and understand so much more about that. But we can also use intelligent robotics in our very own solar system to explore planets, for instance, or the moon or Mars. Very recently, there has been this announcement by the United States Vice President Mike Pence that people will be going to the moon and to Mars within the next decade, and they're going to need robotics to help them survive over there. They're going to need robotics to perform like space mining operations, construction, exploration, whatever. And deep learning has also shown that it makes more intelligent, more autonomous robots as well.
Okay, that's super interesting. For those of you who are following us locally here in the Netherlands, you might know that recently we had an event on artificial intelligence in space where Vikram gave a wonderful presentation, and now we can see some highlights from that show. Check it out.
Can we conquer space without artificial intelligence?
Well, that's a very tricky question. History shows that the history of space travel is the history of human conquer of space. So the answer, can we do it without artificial intelligence? I believe no, but we cannot do it also without humans. So I believe that we need both cooperating people and AI to successfully and effectively conquer deep space.
How can AI help us find extraterrestrial life?
It's quite interesting because if extraterrestrials do exist and they're more intelligent than us, they will have AI themselves. So it's quite possible that when we have AI algorithms, they will be looking for AI themselves because there will be more signals coming from AI than from extraterrestrial living things themselves. So I think it's finding anomalies that another AI would create.
But then would we be able to distinguish between alien life form and alien AI?
Personally, I don't think there's an important difference. I think they're both very interesting things, and hopefully they look very similar.
Exciting. Thank you, Vikram, for this presentation and
Thank
event.
you.
So, what would you tell our audience about AI and space? Why should they be excited for the future?
Well, first of all, astronomy as a science is something that is very exciting to all of us as human beings, intrinsically curious beings. For thousands of years we have been asking these questions about where we come from, is there life out there in the universe, what our origins are. And today, for the first time in all of human history, we actually have the tools to scientifically answer these questions. We have these enormous telescopes, we have vast amounts of data that they produce, and we have these intelligent algorithms, most importantly, that can actually see through all this data and come out with exciting information. So I think we have to be very excited about what the very near future is going to bring us.
Interesting. I'm personally very excited.
Me
All
too.
right. Well, thank you everyone for your attention. If you like this and you want to see more videos related to artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, etc., follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Vikram, thank you, Vikram, once again. Vikram will be a recurring guest and co-host in our channel, so you'll hear more from him again. And
if you live in the Netherlands, follow Space Explorers NL on meetup.com and on Facebook, and the website www.spaceexplorers.com. Links below.
What do Space Explorers do?
So this is a group for anyone who's interested in astronomy, astrophysics, astrophotography even.
Awesome.
We host talks and workshops and events. We partner with the Astronomy on Tap in Leiden every month to have informal talks about astronomy. So anything to do with space exploration and astronomy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you once again for being here, Vikram.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. And see you next time.